How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Prazi here, and I am in Fukushima, Japan, visiting my good friend James.
Hey everyone.
You've come to Taiwan to visit me a few times. I've come to Japan to visit you a few times. We seem to do this back and forth thing quite often.
Yep.
And you have been kind enough to let me stay in your very interesting looking Japanese house. And that's sort of what we're going to be talking about today, is the differences between living in Taiwan and Japan as foreigners. Now, obviously, these things are going to be very generic because there's just too much to unpack. So we're going to focus on some of maybe the major points that you and I notice about living here.
Exactly.
Yeah, you've been so kind to let me stay. I've been here about 4 or 5 days. It's been amazing. It's so cool to see this. It's like so different. It reminds me a bit of Hualien in Taiwan. To thank you and your wife for letting me stay here, I've got a little something for you. What have we got here, James? Ah, look at that. That's the logo I like to see. Emma right there. There you go, man.
Wow. Okay. Goodness me. Look at all this stuff.
What do you say we start clearing out some stuff so we can start building this?
Yes, let's.
Yeah.
I'm pumped to get these things open.
You happy with that?
Very happy.
Yeah. Nice.
Very happy. And wait.
Yeah.
Great.
Me and Haruka were just saying we've only ever bought like cheap beds, so we don't know what it's like to
have a nice bed.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, let's get to work.
All right.
Emma Mattress has been working with me and the channel over the past year, and it's a brand I trust because they've sent me their Emma Hybrid mattress, and I haven't slept so well since I've had it. They're a German company that have won multiple awards for their various sleep-related products, and you can get your very own Emma mattress if you click the link in the description below, use my code PRAZI10 and get a 10% discount on your next purchase.
New Emma mattress. James and I have just finished building his new Emma bed frame. Didn't take too long, did it?
Yeah, not too bad.
Hour and a half, say?
Yeah.
And now it's time to unveil best part, your brand new Emma mattress.
Yeah.
Let's break this kit out.
Yeah. Oh, this is the Emma Hybrid V2 Plus. Go. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Here, sucking in the air. All that comfort.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Wow.
Oh, goodness me. Wow, that's amazing. It's like
Wow.
marshmallow.
Whoa. New Emma mattress. The best part, my favorite part, personally speaking, are these Emma Black Diamond pillows. These are height adjustable. So if they're like not tall enough for your head and your neck, you can add layers, or if they're too tall, you can take the layers out. These are great. Emma has been kind enough to send you two. I find these pillows to be the best pillows I've personally ever slept on, honestly. When you squeeze them, isn't that just plush?
This is what the final product looks like. I think it looks fantastic in their Japanese bedroom. Now it's time to see what James and his family thinks of their brand new Emma mattress.
And there's your new Emma mattress.
Wow.
Look at this.
What'd you think?
Wow, it's really big.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh. Can I sit now?
Yeah.
Of course, it's your bed. Can I sit?
So soft. I love it.
What do you
Look at
think
how
of
very
that?
soft.
Ah, look how happy she is. Look at that nice. Yeah.
Okay, I gotta join you.
Oh,
wow.
So soft.
It
I
is
love
so
it.
soft.
Yeah, look at me. It's Mommy's pillow. I think I can put my glasses there as well.
Yeah.
Or our phones.
All our phones. Yeah, no, I'm always losing my phone. My phone's always falling down the side of the bed.
Cool. So you guys like it?
Love it.
Love it.
Love it. Yeah. Like I say, really looking forward to going to bed tonight.
Mommy loves it, Mary. I can't move from here. Sorry.
Now that the video is paid for, thank you, Emma, for that. I think that should make you guys quite happy.
Absolutely, definitely.
Living in Japan, I want to focus on the first thing, which is the people and how you notice like how different they are. I've been in Japan for about a week and a half now, and I haven't spoken to a single Japanese person the entire time I've been here.
Right.
And that's not to say they aren't friendly or kind. They're always very polite and very nice, but I haven't spoken to anyone. The only Japanese person I've spoken to is your wife.
Right.
So can you walk me through that?
Japanese people might well be interested in you, but they're really, really conscious of like annoying you. They don't want to like ruin your day. They're really self-conscious of their English ability. Probably many of you will know Japan ranks quite low on the English level. So they're also very conscious of that, not being able to communicate. Again, once you do eventually make some Japanese friends, yeah, they're really friendly, really lovely people, really kind.
Yeah, I think that's a big difference to like when you came to Taiwan and you were talking to all kinds of people. You met all my Taiwanese friends. And it's very different for me here in Japan. I still love it. I just find that there's a big difference in the way that people are. Taiwanese people are very friendly, very welcoming, and their English ability is very, very good. And so for foreigners coming to visit Taiwan, it's really nice. You don't have to worry so much about speaking Mandarin. How about cost of living? Another big topic. I think traditionally speaking, Japan has always been more expensive to live in than Taiwan. However, Japan is such a huge place that it's kind of hard to say. We can't just say it's Tokyo. Right now we're in Fukushima. And the cost of living here is unbelievably low.
Yes.
I've noticed that the cost of buying a house here in Fukushima is really affordable.
In the West, it's really common for people to buy second-hand houses, but in Japan, not so much. They'll build a brand new house. A regular stock brand new house, 20 million yen, 25 million yen. We don't really do that in the West. However, second-hand houses, that's an entirely different story. They can be, in Fukushima, as cheap as sort of 5-6 million yen. If you were to come and buy a house, it'd be very possible to buy one outright.
Yeah, no mortgage.
I mean, take, for example, this place.
Yeah, so that's a very nice, beautiful house, but it does need some work. You can see there's some tears in their paper windows and some of the roof on the top is kind of falling apart. That would not cost very much money, would it?
No, it wouldn't. It's been empty as long as I've been here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which is about 6 years. It's on a huge piece of land. There's just not that many jobs around here. Beautiful Japanese buildings end up pretty empty and unloved and uncared for.
Yeah, there's a bit of a theme here in Japan where people are leaving the countryside to go work and live in Tokyo. So while the rest of the country's population is dropping, Tokyo's population is actually growing, which is interesting. In Taiwan, it's a different story. Housing is unaffordable, I think, across the board for most people. Buying a house in Taiwan is super expensive, and it doesn't really matter where you are. I suppose there's some cheap parts. It's kind of difficult to justify living there. Buying a house in Tokyo, I imagine, is also very expensive, and it's the same in Taipei. I think Taipei and Tokyo are pretty comparable.
Right.
I think it's fair to compare those two places. I think it's probably a little bit more expensive to live in Tokyo, but not by much. And I did have a funny comment in one of my last videos that said, Tokyo makes Taipei look like a third world country, which is funny. And so you're paying all this money in Taipei and you're not really getting your money's worth. To buy a house in Taichung, where I live, is also extremely expensive. And cars and vehicles, you know, one of my great passions is either riding motorcycles or driving cars. And I would love to buy one, but we pay so much import tax in Taiwan, that's also very expensive and unaffordable for many people. Give you an example, I bought a brand new Honda Rebel 500 for 300,000 NT. I go on the Honda website here in Japan, same bike, 183,000 NT, almost half as much money. And you've bought a couple of cars.
That's right, yeah. Bought some second-hand cars.
How much did you pay for both?
500,000 yen.
Yeah, so things like that, like big expenses, seem to be a lot less here in Japan. However, going out to eat, a little bit more expensive in Japan. If you're a drinker, then I suggest Japan, because although eating out is more expensive, drinking is a lot cheaper here.
Yes.
There was what was that place you showed me where it was like you pay a certain amount of money and you just drink as much as you want till 6 a.m.?
Exactly. So those places are called like nomi hodais. And just all that means is all you can drink. Usually, yeah, about 1,500 yen, 2,000, sometimes 3,000 yen in Tokyo. But they'll give you an allotted amount of time, and you can, drink as much as you like during that time.
So what has been your experience over the last couple of nights on your brand new Emma mattress?
I was just surprised at, I've never had a mattress with this much memory foam. When I led on it, I could feel the resistance and then just molding to my body.
Our pillows and the mattress fit us perfectly. And I'm 7 months pregnant, almost 8 months, and I have to sleep on my side and I turn over. But every time I do it, it fits perfectly. Can you say thank you?
Thank you, Emma Mattress.
Yeah, I think another interesting difference too is that here in Japan, if you look behind me, we are coming across a fairly old Japanese temple. It's not really a temple, it's more like a shrine or something like that, I suppose.
Yeah.
And you can find a lot of these, especially, I don't know, maybe in Fukushima. You've showed me 3 or 4 of them now, like all not that far away from each other. They seem to be actually old. Because Taiwan is a little bit more of a newer country, we don't get things like that are this old. This is one thing you'll hear from Taiwanese people a lot. The aesthetic of Japan is a lot more pleasing because there's a lot more emphasis on building things in a Japanese style.
Yes.
Whereas Taiwan doesn't really have that. I get comments all the time or messages all the time saying they watched my video where I talked about how much I don't like the way that Taiwanese cities look. I find them to be quite ugly. And Taiwanese people completely agree. If you take a look, again, like it's just so easy to point out, this is probably an abandoned house. Nobody lives here anymore. But so many Japanese houses look like this. They have that kind of traditional Japanese style. Probably a pain in the behind to maintain. But you see these types of houses everywhere that people legitimately live in. But back in Taiwan, you don't really see this. They're all big square block buildings. And so I think that's one reason why Taiwanese people like to visit here so much is the aesthetic.
It takes a lot of money to build a house like that, like we just saw. And yeah, then to maintain it, roof tiles are incredibly expensive. The traditional materials used, the skills needed to keep that maintenance up is quite a lot of money. Those types of houses, they're slowly but surely kind of going away, which is a shame. They look a bit more like this. This is a very new house. It was only built 1 or 2 years ago.
And you can see the stark differences in the style, right?
Far more practical, yeah, easier, cheaper materials, easier to maintain.
Right, but even then, Taiwanese houses still won't look that good.
Right.
Do you think that Japanese people can take criticism?
I will get a lot of heat for this. No, I don't think they can.
Okay.
In my experience of having conversations with Japanese people, I very much get the impression they're like, who are you to criticize us? You know, you're a guest in our country. And there's also kind of a Japanese kind of behavior trait where it's like being opinionated is kind of seen as like a ballsy move. Like, who are you to come out and give your opinions?
Yeah, that's very different to Taiwanese people, where I don't think Taiwanese people have any problem complaining about Taiwan, particularly when it comes to the weather. Now, I know that weather is kind of like, who wants to talk about the weather?
Sure.
That's kind of a boring topic, but it is probably the single worst thing about living in Taiwan. And Taiwanese, what the hell? That guy just drove by in a Skyline. That just happens. That's another really cool thing, side note, about Japan, is that you guys have some really cool cars that just casually drive by that you never see in Taiwan. Many Taiwanese people complain about the weather. It's unforgivably hot, and it's such a small country that it doesn't matter where you live. Like, people will be like, oh, Kaohsiung is too hot. It's like, everywhere is hot. It doesn't matter. The weather in Japan quite different, yeah?
To be honest, no. Like, it can be really, really hot. We've especially this year, we've had like a record-breaking summer. Tokyo's been scorching hot, same as Osaka. Sometimes hotter than Taiwan.
That's true.
So yeah, this summer's been particularly long and hot and miserable.
Yes, your summers are outrageously hot. That's true. I'll give you that.
Sure.
But I know that come around November, December, it's going to be lovely. I would be willing to bet a pretty penny that come around November, December in Taiwan, it's still going to be extremely hot. We don't have 4 seasons in Taiwan. There's almost no relief, you know? There's maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months where it's cold, but also really cold because it's so humid. Taiwanese people don't really get to enjoy an escape, whereas you get, I don't know, what, 6-7 months of the year where it's not boiling hot?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, winters here can be incredibly cold, especially in Fukushima. But spring and autumn are absolutely wonderful.
James and I were walking by this river the other day, and we looked inside the river to find some absolute monsters in there. And I don't know if you can see it down there. If you've got keen eyes, if you've got good eyes, you'll see a giant fish swimming against the stream there, feeding off the bottom of the rocks. Can you see it?
Oh yeah.
Look at this. That's a shark.
Look at that thing.
Yeah, freshwater fish in Japan are huge. I'm sure we have fish this big in Taiwan, but probably in Sun Moon Lake.
I think it's something about you, mate, because I've never seen fish in this river ever before. And the other day we were walking through here, saw a bunch of fish and a turtle.
I think that's all sort of the main points that we can hit given the time we have for this video. Obviously, this is a very general sort of comparison video. We're not throwing shade on either countries. I live in Taiwan, it's my home, I love it. I think it's easier to live there than Japan because the people are just so nice and friendly and reasonable and kind and open-minded. You love living in Japan. You've built a whole life here. You have a wife and a fantastic kid. You're killing it here, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks very much. That's really kind of you to say.
It makes me happy as your friend, like just to see you like live this life like it's a man's life, you know? It's like you've grown up, so to speak.
Yeah. It's funny the way things have turned out, but yes, I live a comfortable life here, and yeah, I'm throwing no shade towards Japan. No place is perfect, and yeah, these are interesting things to talk about.
Huge thank you to Emma Mattresses for making this video possible and for helping James and his heavily pregnant wife finally get a good night's rest. Make sure that you follow the links in the description below. Use my code PROZY10 for a 10% discount on your next purchase. I love working with Emma Mattresses. I love that they help me put smiles on my friends' faces. So please check them out in the link in the description below. Think you're quite happy with yours, yeah?
More than happy. Thank you so much.
Oh man, don't thank me. Thank Emma. I have Instagram, Prozy_SR. You can check that out. If I've earned it, it would mean a lot to me if you subscribe to my channel. But yeah, with all that said and done, stay positive, keep your stick on the ice, and I'll catch you guys next week for another video. I'm gonna continue enjoying my time here in Fukushima and spending time with my buddy, just kind of living life in the countryside.
Yeah.